Hello, my little goblins. We're back at it again, and this time we're playing Prediction Princess. And I want to just say ahead of time, I got this list from another player. It was actually someone in my Discord sent me the list. So this is I did not make this list myself. I will say I did try messing with the list, just so I can include more hand traps and stuff. So if you're saying why is there only 3 max C? This deck cannot play that many hand traps. You play too many hand traps, you just brick nonstop. So this is what we're going to be running. Maybe there's a world where we do play more hand traps, but like I said, I was trying it and it was just a really bad bricky mess. So this is what we're going to be doing. So yeah, if you're wondering what this deck does, Prediction Princess, the ritual monsters mess with flip effects. I don't know if you guys know, but there are some broken flip effects in the game. Guard Dog makes it so your opponent can't special summon for the rest of the turn. Whirlwind Weasel makes it so they can't play spell and traps for the rest of the turn. And then Pot of the Forbidden, which is the new card, has a bunch of effects. Not only does it pop cards on your opponent's field, it can also return. It can Giant Trunade them, or it can draw 2 cards, or it can hand rip them. So it has a lot of effects. And then we have Deus Ex Crawler, which you guys know what this does. Pretty much is a one-sided skill drain. In a certain sense, because it doesn't like negate the card, it just negates activated effects. But yeah, I mean the whole point of this deck is you turbo out these 2 boss monsters, and then this boss monster searches out one of these 4 cards, and then this card, then this card flips them up. This card lets you summon this card without having to do too much work. So it ends up some pretty crazy boards, but if you're wondering what the extra deck's like, I mean, this is for diviners. And then on top of that, we have some, to be honest, I feel like Zelantis doesn't really do anything in this deck, if I'm going to be completely honest. Very, very impossible to summon. I'm pretty sure it's just a pot of P target. And the reset effect of it doesn't actually, a lot of these cards are hard ones per turns. So I don't know what's the point of this. So you probably, if you don't have Zelantis, you don't need it. Apollosa, you don't need it. Subterra, maybe, but I never went it. Like, I only went to 1 game. And it was just for damage. I didn't go for anything else. The cards you do need in this extra deck, you need Lavatine. Honestly, maybe 2, and maybe 2. If you replace some of these cards, maybe run 2 and 2 of these, because this deck rank 9 spams a lot, and so you can actually go into these cards decently enough. But yeah, that's what the deck is. We're going to go into some games. You guys can see how the deck plays. And I'm making sure I'm showing games where I just don't, like, instantly win off of just comboing normal. You guys are going to see some combos where I combo them. But for the most part, I'm showing, like, pretty drawn-out games where I'm playing against people. Hello, we're here with game number 1 against Gordo Lobo. And I feel a little offended by the name, but we're getting ashed, which is fine. And then Maxi. Maxi is not fine. Something I learned with this deck from playing for the entire night was this deck you have to play through the Maxi. You cannot just pass. Unless you have nothing that you could physically do, then obviously pass. But you have to play through it, because your opponent, all they're going to do is just full combo, and you have no hand traps, so you're just fucked. So you just have to give them the draws and just hope your floodgates are good enough. So we're going to flip. Princess is going to add this. And then we're just going to pass. So this card is actually really cool, because you can actually special summon flip monsters, even if it's a ritual. So you can actually special summon this into face down, which is actually pretty cool. Now, the only thing we did fuck up on, but it wasn't really a fuck up, because we only have, if we had more space on the board, I just didn't want to give it more normal summons, we would normally have used, oh wait, never mind, we used the effect on this. Forget what I'm saying. So we flipped the card here, summon Guard Dog, we flip Guard Dog, he can't special summon anymore, he's playing Kashtira, so he's kind of fucked. And this just shows you, even though he maxed us, we're still fine. We're still Gucci. We're still playing through this, right? So now I'm going to flip this card face down. This is going to summon Pot. Now I'm going to flip the Pot up. Boom, boom, Lavatine. And this is enough damage to kill him. We have 87, he has 500. If he did have Scare Clock Kashtira, I was going to use Lavatine's effect to slurp it up. That's why I don't use it. And GG. Look at that. We won through Maxi Ash. So, something I have noticed too throughout the night, I got, like, I think Max Seed like 90% of my games. Like, I'm not even kidding you. My opponent opened Max Seed almost every game, and anytime I played against a cash player, they opened Unicorn. Every single one opened Unicorn. Alright, we're here, game number 2 against Bentman, and our hand is looking pretty decent. Never mind, it's not. Well, my opponent actually just made us completely... Our hand would have been fine, but we got skull fucked because of this, because we would have been able to get full board out if he did not have Imperm. But like I said, this deck has major weaknesses, so we actually just end on this. Honestly, I had a feeling he had another Imperm, that's why I set this, but realistically, the best play to do was to play this in attack and then flip all these face down, because now this is a liability, right? So we're going to maxi our opponent, hopefully it does something. And he's playing Gishki, so it does actually give us some cards here. Tribute. See, he would have been able to do that. He's going to negate it. But we got Diviner. But he's going to end on another one, so this is actually really bad for us, to be honest. But we drew Prep of Rights. With Prep of Rights, it's actually a really nice draw here. So we add the Chalice Slime, and then we activate it, and he uses the negate, so it's already GG for us. We're ready to win this now. Now we have this. We're gonna special summon our Tarital. Then we're gonna use this to grab our card again. We kill. Honestly, all right, hear me out here. I actually think it is a mistake to kill this. Because now, if he draws Imperm, I'm fucked. And I think I should have just left it on the board and just passed. But we're going to bring this back. And we summoned Whirlwind Weasel. The only reason we do this is because I know he's playing a lot of these Gishki cards, and they don't do anything if you're just summoning bodies. Oh, and by the way, the reason why I summoned the Whirlwind Weasel is we're going to be able to summon Guard Dog anyway. You see, this card searches Guard Dog, and then I can flip them both up. We lock out Special Summoning and Spell and Traps. That's the reason why. Alright, we're here at game number 3, and hand's not bad. Now, I do think there is something I'd make a mistake on that I should have done earlier. And you guys can see what I'm talking about shortly. So here, this is where I make a mistake. So I flip this card up, and this isn't really the mistake, but the mistake is this. I realistically should have just summoned Weasel, like set Weasel, and flipped Weasel up. And then when I summon this card, I could have used this card to flip this up, just so I could lock out his spells and trap, because I don't know what they are. But instead, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to use this to flip Weasel. Weasel's going to lock him out, so he can't use any spell and traps. He locks me out doing my thing. I'm going to go into Lavatine. He has Nibiru on top of the Ash, but I get to slurp up all his cards. And I don't suck up all his cards. The reason I don't suck them all up is because I add Herald, so when this is tributed, I can still play this. I can use the token he gives me. So this is kind of a big brain play. So now we add Ritual. We tribute it, and we still end on Tortilla. And this is going to set that. But the one card I didn't hit, right? The one card I didn't hit was Call by the Grave. That's how lucky your boy is here. Super lucky. Aren't I? So I get negated. The thing is, I'm going to activate all my ritual effects, which sets my prediction cards on the side field, so I have good defenses. He actually can't do anything with this, even though it's a really good draw for him. He still has a body that's kind of cock-blocking him right now. So now I'm going to be able to just super combo off. And that's kind of what we're going to be looking for. We're locked into prediction effects here. So here in my mind, I'm like, well, I can't kill him no matter what this turn anyway. So I'm just going to make it so it's impossible for him to play the game. So that's what I do. I flip my cards face down. Flip them all up. Then I use this to board wipe. And then I use this to lock out his special summoning. So now I can focus on winning the game. But I'm going to flip everything face down first. Hand rip him. Here comes the Subterra Fiendus. Here we set Caduceus Crawler. We add another Prediction Princess because we're going to need it. Going to hand rip his last card. And we're going to have to Tribute Summon to get the last points of damage because I'm only at 6,900. And now he's dead. So, sometimes you got to take it slow. Nice and slow and steady wins the race. Because you just have to focus on locking your opponent out before you have enough cards to just commit to the board. And plus, you're gonna, when you get a good board going too, you can just loop hand rips over and over so they don't draw anything that could like Regeki or something like that can like wipe your board. Alrighty, this is game number 4, and again our hand is like it's alright. It's not crazy, and I think Max sees me. So crazy, dude. I got Max seeds so much. Okay. So we bring back our Pot of the Forbidden. We give him another draw though, which really sucks. But I do the hand rep just to get rid of a card. I probably should have hit Call By, but I wanted to hit Rocket Tracer just so he didn't have more bodies on the board. But we're gonna flip this, Guard Dog, lock him out. And then he ashes this, which is a search. He's locked out of playing. This is actually what I think cost him the entire match. I think he would have had a much, because he had Call By. So I was expecting him to hit this and then Call By the Guard Dog. But he doesn't. So that actually cost him the match. And I'm trying to bait out the Call By. Doesn't use it. So we're just gonna attack. We keep the Guard Dog up. We're gonna time skip another turn. Remember what I said about this deck? Slow and steady wins the race. Like, sometimes, like, rushing the win is going to cause you to lose because you're just not going to have enough damage or they have interruption. So, he's playing Dragon Link. He's just locked out of playing the game. Okay, here we go. Extra Foolish. That's going to search that. Still does not bait it. He is holding that Call By. And here, this is going to be juicy. Alright. We're going to do that to flip. Grab him. Going to flip this up. Set the Whirlwind Weasel. Attack. Slurp up everything he's got. Attack. And then it's lethal. GG. Bye-bye. Technically, since we slipped up the Call By the Grave, right? We could have Guard Dogged him and skipped his turn again. But I'd rather just deal with just want to finish the game. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, we're here at game number 5. And our hand is looking pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. And we get Maxi. And we get Impermed. Our hand's not decent anymore. I'm going to be real with you. So we're going to do this. Summons this. We're literally just coping and hoping he doesn't do anything. So we're going to use Prediction Ritual. I'm going to use this to flip this down. And I have to hope Guard thing solos him. So right here, you don't know this, but this card here gives you protection. You cannot target ritual monsters with card effects. So you can't imperm if he had it. Right? He can still ash this, but he can't imperm or anything. He can only imperm this first. But he could also just imperm the Guard Dog if you just had it. So either way, we were screwed. But our opponent's playing Rika, and he just skips. So, GG. But this is just to show you, like, you just have to play through the Maxi. If you don't play through the Maxi, it's just an auto loss. Because if he just full Rika board me, There's no way I'm playing through that. There's zero chance I'm playing through that. Alrighty, this is the sixth and final game, and we are going first. Unfortunately, this hand is really good, but unfortunately, our opponent just has good answers. Research, we add the Prediction Princess. Here comes Prep. Here comes Ritual. This is like full combo for the most part. We flip it up. There's Terra Tooth. And, yeah, we're gonna get cocked if you're wondering. If you're wondering, like, how viciously, like, boned we're gonna get. And I actually do a pretty decent combo here. I combo off pretty well. We banish. We bring out our card. So, this is what's gonna happen here, right? We banish Big Welcome, right? What do you think our opponent has? So we're gonna flip. He draws Gamma for turn. So he draws Gamma for turn, pops my Prediction Princess, goes into Omega, gets rid of my Chalice Slime, Ariana, and he just full combos me. If you're wondering, this is Welcome, or this is Big Welcome, this is Welcome. So, yeah, I literally got full comboed after that. Summons Ku-Klok, summons Big Welcome, chains it, has Dogmatic Punishment. The only reason why we win this, or have any remote chance here, is because he popped Fortress and not discard. He does not respect discard. Actually, no, it's not. It didn't. I don't think it mattered. I think his pop was fine because I had no way of interacting here, and then he just pops this. This is actually fine. I don't know what I'm saying. But we bring back our Terratuya. That brings back this. We flip this card face up. Yeah, okay, yeah, he gets absolutely cucked here because we get our spell here. This could special summon from the graveyard. And then we just go into Lavatine, slurp up his entire board. Yeah, it's GG. Super GG. And then we bring that back, which we would be able to get a floodgate out for his turn, so yeah. Maybe it didn't matter what he popped at that point. I think we just got it. We're too good at the game, dude. Hello and welcome to the recap. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to the channel. Just do it. Just subscribe. Also, join our Discord. Shit is lit. And we also host tournaments every Friday, 6 p.m. Eastern, which will be today if you're watching on the release of this video, like the day this video is released. So check it out, and yeah, it should be pretty cool. We're doing a singleton format with a custom ban list, so look out for that. Let's talk about the deck, though, how the deck performed, what I think about it. I'm just going to rip the band-aid off right now, guys. Is the deck good? The deck's, very mediocre. And I'm just going to say one of the biggest issues I knew I was going to have with this deck is any interruption makes the deck so hard to play. Because this isn't like, okay, you interrupt my Unicorn, and then I pass with, 4 hand traps. No hand traps. You interrupt Diviner. I'm fucked. You don't interrupt Diviner, and I don't have any other cards. Sometimes I end on really awkward boards. For the most part, I will say the deck was consistent if my opponent had no traps, nothing. I would typically end on at least, this with, Guard Dog, set Guard Dog. But if they had, Imperm or anything, the deck just falls apart. If they Imperm at the correct point, the deck falls apart. And the correct point I'm talking about is, on my opponent's turn, when I'm trying to use this card to flip up this, you just Imperm this card. And their whole combo just dies. Completely. Now you can say, why don't you play Book of Tide? Well, why don't you play something that's quick effect that flip? I mean, this deck can't afford to do that. It's super, super annoying like that. Now, that's why it's important if you're able to get this card on the field, because then they can't Imperm it. But if they have Ash Blossom for this, I mean, you're kind of fucked. But if you do the correct combo, if you do the correct combo where you do this end phase, you summon this, then you use this card's effect to flip this up, and then this card searches, let's say, you search Whirlwind Weasel, or you search Guard Dog, and then you flip this, you use its effect to flip it back face down, and then on your opponent's turn, you flip this back up and summon the other one, and then you can just lock them both out of everything. Then yes, the deck I will say is fun. It's a fun deck to play. It's just not very good. And when I say not very good, it's just not very good because the current meta is like, dude, 1,000 hand traps. Like, dude, I'm getting like 3 hand traps a turn. Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, I can't even count how many games I was Maxi, Ashed, Impermed, same turn. Same turn. Maxi, Ashed, Imperm, every fucking game. And you might be saying, well, that's normal. It's like, it's not that normal. It's not that, not that many decks are running like 20 hand traps, 30 hand traps. So it's just like, some of these decks can get away with it, so it really screws you over. Also, like, D-Shifter screws this deck over. Kashtira, like a Rise Heart, it's really, really annoying to deal with because you need to send cards to the graveyard and stuff. So you can't really take advantage of, like you have to go super, super negative against a Rise Heart for you to do anything. Best card in the deck's probably Lavatine, followed by this card. Like, it's Lavatine's crazy, though. But yeah, I don't know. Scale of 1 to 10, I would probably give this deck like a solid 6.5. On a tier scale, it's like it's bordering a meme deck. That being said, yes, you can lose to this very easily if they do the combo because it's very cheesy. It's a very cheesy deck. Like, your whole strategy is to floodgate your opponent so they can't play the game. It's extremely cheesy. If they don't have the out, they lose. Like, if I go first and you don't have the out, you lose the game. You can't kaiju me. You can't special summon anything. The only way you can actually play the game is if you're playing, like, I guess, like, a trap deck. But if you're playing a trap deck, that's fine, too, because you have Whirlwind Weasel. Also, Pot of the Forbidden's really annoying, too. It's actually a really strong card. The draw 2 effect on it's pretty nuts, too. So, like, yeah, if you're going first and they have nothing, you're probably winning the game. So I would say if you're in Platinum or lower and you want to have fun, this deck will be very fun to play. But I play all my games in Masters, so the games are not fun to play. The games, I would say, are very painful to play physically and mentally. So, yeah, I would say if you're below Diamond, you probably have a good time. This deck would probably be really fun to play if you're below Diamond, because you're gonna play against a bunch of other people not running like super meta shit. So yeah, dude, I've had someone use like Valor, Ash, Maxi, Imperm into Unicorn full combo. It's like, dude, how do you win? How do you win at that point? You don't. You lose. And that's with almost any deck, though. If your opponent opens that crazy, I think maybe I had a hard time queuing, too. Like, maybe I just got super unlucky. But I already knew this deck was going to crumble when, like, got hit with, like, 2 or 3 hand traps. Or even just 2 hand traps. 1 hand trap hurts a lot. But it's a lot of fun. I do think pre-prep, if you can open this card, it's so much better. Because this card's almost a 1-card combo. But, I don't know. Let me know what you guys want to see next. It's probably going to be Rescue Ace, but even with the fact that we don't have all the cards, but we'll still try it. But let me know. Also, join the stream today at 6 p.m. Eastern to join the tournament. Alright, bye-bye.